Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting edition of Psychic Sundays Live with your host, the Queen of Booga Booga, Psychic Sally Diane. How you doing tonight, Sally?
I am doing wonderful, and it's so nice to be here for a surprise Friday evening. Okay, I just want to get the chat up, everybody, so bear with me here. Do not know why I can't get to it.
Hello, Lynette, dog lover, Sophie.
Oh my goodness,
Nice to
everybody's
see you.
here. Oh, there you are. Oh, it's so nice to see everybody here. Okay,
Hello,
as
High
with
Priestess.
respect, High Priestess. So, as always, once I get my comments up, gee whiz.
Sally just wants to see what you're writing.
Yes, I really do.
She doesn't trust me to repeat it word for word.
I don't. It's a Virgo thing. Virgos aren't trusting people. There we are. There we are. Oh,
more like there's a president set.
All right. Oh, look at that. Everybody's here. But as everybody knows, with these surprise lives, we start out by doing something, looking at something in the world. And of course, everybody must know what I'm going to look at tonight, with the passing of the Queen of England, which makes us all so very sad. She served so many years. I think everybody's question is, what kind of a king will Charles be? And so that's what I want to look at. What kind of a king will Charles III be? Body, mind, and soul. So give him a good rifle, because it's a big question. And I'm not looking at just today or just tomorrow. I just want to know the whole of his reign. What kind of a king will Charles be? I know I watched his speech, and we were quite impressed, as you know, and of course he is quite poised in front of the camera, but he seemed cool, calm, and collected, and he spoke well. So let's see what kind of a king King Charles will be. King Charles III of England. What kind of a king will he be? Body, mind, and soul. Now, some of these cards are going to be off the screen, I'm sure. Now, as I said before, I'm going to put them all out. This reading really looks at body, it looks at mind, it looks at soul, it looks at what's working against you, it looks at what's working for you. Oh, hi, Suzanne, Sonia, KK, Karen, Sonia. There's a lot of reverse cards here. Being the king is going to be very, very difficult for Charles. You know, he's taking a high stress job very late in life, and even here, when I look at just in general what the cards think about his reign, he starts out. It seems like his perspective on money has to change, particularly his money and his family's money. There's a huge amount there, and it looks like right now his perspective is not kingly, and so he needs to change that. He's going into the job just like, you know, historically speaking, any of the movies I know that movies aren't real life, but any of the stories I've heard about previous monarchs, it seems a tradition that the first thing you do is kind of do a figurative or metaphorical face plant. And I don't think that Charles is any different. He's very stiff in the role. He knows the motions. He knows the rituals. as far as being king. But he really has no idea in his heart and his soul what it means to be king. That's something that you can only learn on the throne. It's just nothing you can be prepared for, even after a life of preparation. If anything makes it harder, it's all the instruction, all the guidance that he's gotten growing up. So physically, as a king, he's going to seem a little stiff. He's never, I don't think he's ever going to really be relaxed in the role. Emotionally, you have the Two of Swords, but it's the Two of Swords reversed. So it is about this opening up emotionally. I think that being the king is going to open him up emotionally, really, because when you have the Two of Swords, you got these swords in front of you, and they kind of block you off from the rest of the world. And that's the way he's been. And it looks like this is actually going to open him up. So as he goes into the 20 years or so that he'll be a monarch, I guess. And I'm not saying that because I perceive it. I'm saying that logically speaking. Both of his parents lived into their late 90s, so it's reasonable to assume that he will as well. Again, you have this thing with money with him. And it's not that he doesn't have money. He has plenty of money. It's the perspective of money and the perspective of what the stack of riches around him that he now has control of, what that really means and what his responsibilities are. Being the queen consort is going to be very, very difficult for Camilla as well. It's going to be very hard for them to be as close as they are as a couple. It seems that it's going to have an impact on his marriage and on that relationship, unfortunately. He will, at the latter part of his reign, figure out that thing with money. I guess that the amount of money in front of him, there's a sort of a duty about, he's sort of duty bound to use it for certain things and treat it in a certain manner. But it looks like he's going to, toward the end of his reign, and once he becomes more comfortable as king, he's actually going to somehow make that money more accessible. Once Charles gets used to being the king, and once he's comfortable in his own skin in the job, he is going to find that he's going to find a social part of himself. You'd think that being a king would make one more lonely, but eventually it makes him a less lonely person. It's hard to imagine. Well, maybe, but the cards say that he'll be less lonely, even though there is a strain on this relationship. So, last three cards, and I'll get to your questions. Oh, I know. I will make sure that I answer everybody's questions. He'll work hard. You'll find that within 3 years, he'll be a very effective king. He'll be a very effective speaker. He will have an impact on the world. I know the monarch of England would, but here, when I look emotionally, it looks like he's very confident in speaking to the world and getting different people from different paths to follow his words. So he does become an effective leader and a comfortable leader. And the end is the Queen of Cups. And in the Queen of Cups, I see the love of the nation for him. And perhaps there is forgiveness eventually in some people's minds as far as what happened with Diana. Karen, what?
Camera. Look
Camera.
at the
Oh,
camera.
sorry. The producer's trying to do his job, and I'm just not listening at all. And he's right. I need to look into the camera at you folks. But eventually, it will be difficult for him, but Charles will make a good king and a good world leader. And the people who hold a grudge against him for Diana will end up forgiving him. So I actually like to see that.
We'll be right back. All right.
Hey, we're back. Okay, so Dog Lover. Is Dog Lover the first one?
Yes.
Okay.
Dog Lover, love forecast for the rest of 2022. Gee, Dog Lover, we generally don't do general readings, especially for a whole 4 months, but what the hell? You're here.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Okay. Dog Lover, romance. Romance for the Dog Lover. Yeah. Shuffle. 3 card spread for the Dog Lover. 1, 2, and 3. When I look at the path, this is as you're coming into it. So this is talking mostly about September and that. It looks like September goes from a path of sorrow. I think they're being a bit dramatic there, but a path of sorrow to one that leads to commitment here. So something good's going to happen in September romantically. And then as we move on into the holidays, you're not so lonely, but you're also not so wise. So sometimes relationships can be a distraction, and be smart about it. Know that you might be a little distracted. So once you start falling in love, make sure you proofread everything. Okay, and then, yes, 2022 will be a good year for you, love-wise Dog Lover. It does lead to something very nice, and it does bring an end to loneliness and dissatisfaction.
And next we have the High Priestess. Will my daughter enjoy her first sleepover ever at her daddy's house? Or is he going to hear mommy all night? That's not how mom does it.
I don't know about that. I think that it's still very weird and uncomfortable for your daughter. I really get that right off the bat, even before I look at these. But in a way, she's got to be looking forward to it. Clarity. Well, I think your daughter tends to make the best of things. I see that in the Queen of Cups. When I look at these two, I'm not sure how old your daughter is, but this is going to bring her some clarity. And when I turned over this Judgment reversed, I really feel like that might be how she sees her dad. But I was under the impression that your daughter was younger, but she does seem to think her dad doesn't have good judgment. Basically, what I'm feeling here is that it is weird, but at least she gets to see where he lives and how he's doing. And I think that the general attitude of those around her are that this guy screwed up. So in the end, she has resolution. She comes back home happy. or happy to be home. But it ends up with your daughter being happy, even though it's weird and her dad doesn't use good judgment. Okay.
And next we have Sophie, who wants to know what Jan's feelings are towards her.
You know, and I'm a Virgo too, but I'll tell you, Virgo males, I wish you luck. So, what are Virgo's feelings towards me? Yeah. Never ask a question unless you're ready to hear the answer. He's kind of got a wait and see attitude, though. Oh, he has a wait and see attitude, but I do see that he is starting to relax a little bit. So this isn't a guy that trusts very easily, but he is starting to let his guard down a little bit. And he is starting to believe that maybe there isn't. When I look at the Five of Wands, I just get this feeling that it's more about attitude, that he's had childish people around him, and his relationships have had an immature quality of some sort, because he looks at this one and he feels like it's more grown up. But like I said, he takes his dear sweet time, and know that he is starting to open up to you. It is a slow process. It's up to you whether you want to wait, because he moves slow.
Next, we have Lynette, who wants to know whether she should go back to school soon or wait a while.
Oh, I truly believe in education. Knowledge is power. But Lynette in school, what are the cards think? Ooh, you know what? I got them here. I think. Should I break out Bruce's cards? We're going to use these. These are very special cards. These come from the late, great Bruce Meyer, and they got a bit of his attitude toward him, I'll say. So that's why every time I pull them out, I talk about him a little bit. So let's see what these cards have to say about whether or not you should go to school. Sorry. Not supposed to cut them like that. Go to school. Yes, absolutely. He says that, you've had enough conflicts of the heart. It is time for you to take a bold new control of your life, a bold new beginning. And school is an excellent way to do it. So, thumbs up to that. Knowledge is power.
Well, there you go, Lynette. Next, we have...
I know, High Priestess Tarot. I'd be nervous too. Yeah, I don't know how old your daughter is. I thought she was
3.
She is 3?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, she kind of gets this when she's there. She kind of gets this impression about something about the whole visit makes her think her dad's a little bit of an idiot. I don't know how else to put it. That seems like a mature perspective for a 3-year-old, but that's what's there. Okay, so, but don't be nervous. She comes back. She comes back fine. Hi, Karen Guy.
Next, we have Sonia, who's looking for spirit guide messages.
Right, so I'm going to put these away. They just felt like they were calling to me for that particular question. Spirit guide messages. Spirit. Well, before you even turn this over, the one thing they're kind of screaming at me is whatever it is you're dragging your feet about, get on with it. There's something that you're dragging your feet on, putting off and procrastinating, and they're just kind of screaming at me, make her quit procrastinating. So get on with it. So the first thing that your spirit guides want to talk to you about is judgment. And the idea of judgment is Gabriel blowing his horn and that, but it feels like long overdue rewards are coming your way, which is probably why they so want you to quit procrastinating about a few things. You might not have put in form, you might not have made an appointment, you might have not talked to somebody, but there's just something that you keep putting on the back burner that you got to quit doing. You've got the Four of Swords, but it's the Four of Swords reversed. And the Four of Swords is about a time of truce, a time of a time of truce, a time of rest, a time of healing, just a time of rest, basically. And when they're reversed, like when it's reversed, it kind of means waking up after a period of rest, waking up after a period of apathy. It just feels like, this is your time to get active and get on with it. You know, the world itself, things have been still, and things that have been inactive are going to become active. It's sort of like the sun rising on your life sort of thing. You're going to find things becoming very active. They keep showing me gears for some reason. And last but not least, you've got the Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands is somebody who's close to you, a male who's close to you. And basically there's this idea that he'll make you proud. All right. Thank you for tuning in. So KK.
KK, how will we work? How will we work next weekend? Go what?
Okay, one
See,
thing.
it didn't work the second time either.
So, one thing that you need to keep in mind is that I'm pretty sure we're right at the beginning of a Mercury retrograde.
Now there that goes again.
Damn Mercury retrogrades. So make sure that you double check the time, check emails, double check, triple check, because Mercury retrogrades make communications go a little sideways. So it just means that you have to be extra organized and extra diligent when it comes to paperwork and communications.
And blame it all on the solar flare.
Yeah, wonder what's going to happen with that. Okay. Work meetings for KK. You have the judgment reversed. So you definitely shouldn't dial it in and know that somebody that you usually trust, have good information, might let you down. So that goes right back to that Mercury retrograde thing. Double check everything. Double check everything. Somebody's going to let you down. Ooh. See what this has to say. Okay, so good and bad. In the end, you come out okay. In the end, you come out okay. But when I see these work meetings, I don't think they're going to be good things. I think they're going to be talking about cuts and layoffs. And that's like right here, because there's a lot of people who are going to be hurt by whatever's decided there. But in the end, despite the fact that there are a lot of people crying, you're okay. So sometimes when they have cutbacks and they cut back jobs, they'll parse out those jobs to people, the ones who stay. So the ones who stay are the ones who end up with a lot on their plate. No, the smart thing to do is always get a job description. Always.
Yeah, but these days those are so open-ended.
But that's what to expect. So brace yourself, KK.
Next, we have Rainbows looking for a 3-month overview. But since we don't do general readings, let's let Rainbow know what they need to know right now.
Yes, what does Rainbow need to know right now? Rainbow, what you need to know right now? You have strength reversed, and strength is about confidence, and strength is about strength of character. And when it's reversed, it has a feeling that the strength of character is kind of like, I got that ding, 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 ding. If, don't go against your own moral compass for anybody. And this is about that strength of character. So don't let yourself fall down on that part. And I think you guys have something coming up where you might be tempted to do something a little against your own character and against your own moral code. And this card is saying, don't do it. Stick to your guns as far you know what's right and what's wrong. Ooh, yeah, definitely. Everything by the book. Do what's right. Do what's right, and don't take shortcuts. Don't cover for anybody. This whole thing of strength of character being reversed. Yeah. Do not let your morals be compromised. Do not let yourself be compromised. Not now. There is a new opportunity in the offing, and it's something that nobody's going to see. This is something that comes up unexpectedly, which goes right back to this, because I think that this relies on your strength of character. Yes. You've got money ahead. Step carefully. Know that you'll have, when we go into next year, you will have more money to go towards your bills, etc., than you do right now. There is a money-making opportunity coming your way. Don't let yourself be compromised or corrupted right now. Nobody's worth it. Okay. Hi, Suzanne. I'm glad to see you too. I'm glad to see all of you. It's so nice that you're all here. Hi, Eva. I watched their program. They were talking about Eva and my cousin Chris have a program and on divine oracle readings. And tonight they were talking about when's the right time to walk away, and basically how to walk away from bad situations in your life, which is not always as easy as it sounds.
Suzanne wants to know about her work environment.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. So she says she's okay, but she senses change is going around. And things really are changeable around you. When I close my eyes, I kind of get this idea of you just being in the middle of a tornado. The Five of Swords is somebody that you have to be really careful of. It's on the positive aspect. So if you look at things logically, you can overcome. Okay, let me put this to you different, Suzanne. Instead of worrying about how you want people to be, take stock of what they really are. Don't expect, if you haven't gotten a certain favor from somebody before, don't expect it now. Because people don't change. There are always opportunities, and there's another opportunity, money-making opportunity coming your way, and the right people like you. But there are some people that we all have our competition. Our what's the word I'm looking for? Our villains in the workplace, and you've got someone that can kind of get a little bit nasty. And so if somebody's been nasty in the past, just count on being nasty in the future. Have a plan B. You can overcome any nastiness somebody wants to throw at you without throwing nastiness out there. I think you've learned the value of a cold shoulder, eh? And for some reason, 2 turned over, and you've got these 2 aces. So there's always opportunities coming, and knowing that when one fails, because one of the positions that you were going for fell by the wayside, but the cards are saying, and there's another coming up. There's always opportunities there for you. You are so lucky in that way. But this is not the time for you to deal with whoever's a thorn in your side. You know who they are. You know what they'll do. Just plan a good defense. You don't have to be on the offense, and you don't even have to, just learn how to step to the side.
Glenifa, we are still live every Sunday night, but every now and then Sally feels like doing an extra episode. She just loves doing this so much that she doesn't care what I've got planned.
I know.
Hey, let's do a surprise live.
And, I told him last night.
You did.
Yes.
That was last night.
And I told you again this morning. That was this morning.
I was walking the dog while you were saying that.
Next, it's a tantrum.
Karen Guy wants to know whether her savings were stolen or hidden.
Oh, my goodness. That's kind of going over all the Reddit stories that I keep listening to.
Yeah, I figured you would be.
Yeah. So we got to see the Northeast Southwest. What happened to Karen Guy's savings? Oh my goodness. So this is interesting. So look at the North, and that's your grounding. That's like the crux of the situation. And you've got this idea of moving on, moving past a barrier. And I wonder if the savings were to get you past a barrier. But there's this obstacle that you've been trying to get beyond. And what you've done up to this point has been good, and you've shown good judgment. But then when I look at the passion, it's a 10 of cups just pouring out. All this happiness, pouring out, pouring out, pouring out. I think that it was stolen. I think that it was stolen. And what they're saying is that you are on a path, the path that you're on, there's tragedy behind you, but there's good things in front of you. And so keep moving forward. I wish I could give you better news about savings, but they are saying that, you yourself have, you fought to get where you're at now, and you're on a good path. So keep moving forward. But whatever this situation that you're trying to get away from, keep trying to get away from it. This is a time for you to put your sorrows away from you and get away from whoever it is that you can't trust. Because you've got somebody in your inner circle that you definitely can't trust here. So what's the phrase? No contact? Yeah. You might have to start building that savings up again, but it's a lesson learned, and you're still on a path that leads you to a good spot. But you got to leave all this negativity behind you. That was something that you've already decided to do, and keep on that path.
Next we have
Dragonfire.
Dragonfire. How's the rest of my trip going? That all depends on how many shrooms you took.
Right. So I think that I am going to, I haven't used the Leanermon in a long time. So let's see how the rest of Dragonfire's trip is going. I hope all of you had a good week. And while I'm shuffling the cards, I want to remind you all that I've got a really nice event coming up, and I'd like to see all of you coming up to it. It's I call it Tarot Camp, just because it's more than just a tarot workshop. It's tarot and psychic development all wound up into one. And I'm applying a lot of the teaching techniques that I've learned over the years as far as getting people to their, all the way open psychically. So I hope to see you all there. It's right here in Stratford, and it's $125. And it does include a lunch, includes instructions. It goes from 8:30 to 6. Send me a message, send me an email, queenofoogaboga@gmail.com, and I'll send you all the details. So I'll make it as easy as possible. Or you can go to my website, sallydiane.com, go to the classes sections, and get all the details there. But I hope to see you. Okay, so onward to and upward to the most important part, Dragonfire. How is the rest of my trip going? Do we have shrooms? All right, so it does look like right in the middle of your trip, right dead center, I think that you may have had maybe a little bit of food poisoning or traveler's discomfort. It feels like you have, like a day where you got a little bit of a tummy ache or something. But well, look at, like, this is how it's gone so far. So far, you went out there, you're the lion, you're just looking forward to the trip, and you're thinking about all the good things that could happen at the trip. And you've cut forward, you've gone through, you've kind of done things in order so far. Because I'm seeing the sickle, but there's the idea of reaping, and there's a methodical feel to the card. But then we've got whatever it is, tummy ache, whatever. But then we get to the rest of your trip, and the rest of your trip looks pretty bohemian to me. It's kind of like, here we're seeing the sights, and here we're going by the itinerary. But as you're getting toward the end of the trip, it's more or less, let's eat and drink as we want. And if you look at this character here and this character here, they look pretty good. I mean, this guy's wallowing in a tub of grapes and has some wine. So the second part of your trip is going to be a lot more fun than the first part. with a little tummy ache in the middle.
Welcome to Austria.
What, the tummy ache in the middle?
Oh, the pork and the wine.
Oh, the pork and the wine. All right.
If you come across an Austrian that says they don't like pork, they're not Austrian.
Okay, so Stardust C. Does my spiritual teacher Bob consider me a friend also or only a client? Ooh. I think that just goes right to tarot. My first love, the tarot. But I'll pick up the Pamela Coleman Smith deck.
And you know Bob's saying, why are you not answering this question yourself?
Stardust attraction is usually a two-way street. You know, if you feel attracted to somebody, that there's a pretty good chance that the person on the other side feels an attraction for you as well. And I would say that right now that you're at an uncomfortable spot, as is Bob, because yes, he is attracted to you, but he adores you as a student too. So he's a little conflicted. But if you ask, would he like to take me out on a date? The answer to that is absolutely yes. Will he ask, or will he cross that line? I don't know. He's having he's a little up and down about it right now. I'll do one card. But yeah, he does think about you, and yes, he does see you as more than a student.
Okay, Divine Oracle reading wants to know, was it good that lift lens?
Wait.
That's what it says.
Okay, I might have another dot for full-time job. Should I take the first one?
That's the second question.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, he has a first question.
Oh, I didn't see the first question.
It's two above that one. Hi there, hope you have a good night. Was it good
Oh,
that lift
it's
lens?
retracted.
Oh,
okay.
Oh, sorry, I don't see that on my screen here. Sorry, guys. All right, well, let's get on with this one then.
Okay,
First
should I
job,
take
second
the first
job?
one that I had this past week?
Sorry, Chris.
There's a saying, a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. Never throw away something you got in your hand for a might, or could, or possibly. But we all know that. We all learned that when we were 10. All right, so let's see what the cards have to say. There we go. When it starts out with Queen of Swords reversed like that, mind your step. Step carefully. So don't count on anything, because there might be somebody in the process that might have misled you somehow. You've got the Ten of Cups, and the Ten of Cups is a happy home. That's about, it's a happy home. It's a grounded one. See, other than this, you've got the Ten of Cups and the Two of Cups. So you're on a good path. It's just be careful, because somebody in this whole situation is not being honest with you. So don't count on anything that has, that might have another job offer. I think that's right there. So I would take the one that you have. Go with the sure thing. Because that might, I think this might is attached to the Queen of Swords reversed.
Okay.
Hi, Hanifa. It's nice to see you. And of course, you can ask a question.
Should I sign my lease? Will I move soon? And a general love.
Oh, okay.
Well, Glenifa, let's start with the definition of A.
Oh, my nice to see Marcy here. Marcy's our admin. We're always glad to thank you for showing up on Friday night, Marcy. We decided this last night. We probably should have told you last night. But thank you for being here and thank you for being our moderator.
Loa, we don't do general greetings. Please ask a question. Thank you.
Okay. Who is coming towards me in love? Well, we're lucky it's not a train.
Uh,
I'm just being funny.
What happened
Ooh.
to Glenifa's lease signing question?
Oh, that's right. Beneath leaf sign question. I lost my spot in the chat. I should just trust him, but I like to see the conversation that goes on. Okay, Glenifa's lease. Glenifa's lease. Misdirection. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, yes, you should sign the lease, but see if you can't do it for 6 months, because something that you're wishing for is on the horizon. But I think whatever you're looking at right now, there's misdirection around that. So yeah, for now, stay where you're at. But this feels short term.
Okay, now we have. Now I lost my spot.
No, we're at Grace, right? Who is coming towards me?
Oh, yeah. There we go, Grace. Hello.
Hi, Grace. Who's coming at me in love? Okay, Grace. Thank you for everyone for showing up. And that means that you've subscribed and put on your notification button so you know when we do these surprise lives. Interesting. Okay, so Grace, you wanted to know who's coming towards you in love. I want to address this one first. Just because, okay, this says that it feels like it's about 6 months. Somebody's going to come in that all that, what you're hoping for. So you are going to get what you're hoping for in love. This little scale here says, be a bit patient. This one is something else. This one is about somebody, some of us have the one in waiting. The one that we figure, well, we always know that he wants me, so I'm going to, if I can't find anything better, then I'll go for him. Or the one that you talk to when, the in between, and it's not right, but there are people that have someone like that. And these cards tell me you got someone like that. You got somebody that you're kind of stringing along just in case. And they're saying that as soon as you meet this one, you have to cut this one loose. Like, tell him directly, it's never going to happen between us. We just can't be friends anymore. Okay, so the universe would like you to quit stringing them along once you find your soulmate. Okay.
Next, we have S, who wants to know whether they're going to move to France next year.
Ooh.
La la.
Ooh la la. Oops. Yes. It's just that simple. You've got ties to France. There's ties somewhere here. But yeah, this you'll find grounding there. Ooh la la. Good for you.
And next we have Sahia, who wants to know, will the work I did in the drawer give good results?
Interesting. Okay, so see, I got the moon, but the moon reversed, and the moon reversed is about things being exposed. And I don't think it's really about, well, let me just see what the other cards have to say before I go any further. That card tells me, yes, there it is, there it is, there it is. It's like the work you did. It's like they told you to do the work, you did the work, you did a good job, but there's something else here. This right here is just seeped in politics. You know, it's almost like, yeah, you did a good job, but I think you may have pissed somebody off in the process. Having said that, you pissed somebody off, somebody's jealous, but you did a good job, and you are going to get an offer here. They're going to call you back to do more work, something along those lines. But there is an offer coming your way.
Well, there you go, Sahia. Babina, should I move to another country? Yes, definitely. Just not the one you're thinking of.
Okay.
I'm just kidding, Babina. Let's see what the psychic says instead of the producer.
Should I move to another country? Should Babina move to another country? You know, my old Southern mother used to have this story about a guy a hobo that sat at the edge of town, and he'd greet the people that came in. And one day a stranger was coming into town, and the hobo said, "Greetings, stranger. How are you?" And the stranger said, "Oh, fine. I'm moving into this town. But how are the people?" And the bum said, "Well, how are people where you live? Where you're coming from? How are the people there?" And, "Oh man, they're just awful. Gossipy, backstabbing, just awful. Can't stand it. So glad to leave." And I said, "I'm sorry, but they're the same way here." And so the guy just decided to move on. Well, then another stranger came into town, and he walked up to the hobo, and he said, "Hello," and they exchanged greetings. And then he said, "Well, how are the people in your town?" And the hobo said, "Well, how are they in the town where you left?" "Oh, they were wonderful. They were just help everybody out. Everybody was so nice. It just broke my heart to leave." And the hobo said, "Well, welcome, stranger. They're just the same here." Just saying. You know, if you're going to another country for adventure or something, but if you're trying to escape from something, it's going to follow you. Okay, so Bambino and a new country. See, even the cards think you want it, you're leaving for the wrong reasons. Yeah, same thing. In the long run, and the short answer is yes, moving to a country can be victorious. These two tell me that you can be victorious or happy no matter where you are. But whatever you're not dealing with, whatever it is you're not dealing with emotionally, whatever you're cutting yourself off from, that needs to be faced head on. But moving to another country, yeah, you can be victorious. You could do good. You could do good wherever you are.
And next we have Baby, who wants to know about her love life.
Ooh. Hi, Tab. I'm glad you think it's cool to see us on Friday nights. It's cool to see you here on a Friday night. Okay, Baby. General love for the baby. Ooh. Okay, baby. you've got an earth sign coming. You've got an earth sign coming in. Be careful with your birth control because you'll be surprised at how quick it will be to get pregnant here. But in love, you got the world. What more could you want? So yeah, you're heading in a pretty good direction. The universe is sending you somebody special.
All right, start picking out your wedding dress.
Yeah. And focus more on the birth control because, boy, that baby will happen fast.
Tab wants to know about September.
All right. I hope Cancer is your moon sign and not.
Not a condition.
Yeah.
Well, one of us had to say it.
Yeah, well, it's usually you, but there you go. Okay, what's coming to our Tab in September? September for Tab. 1, 2, 3. All right, so you've got new opportunities. You've got the Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Cups is like new love, new family. You know, you've got new love, new family, new things of the heart, new things to fill your soul coming. And it looks like you can go forward pretty fast. Life becomes quite active in September, but you also have a warning not to let your guard down, not to be careless with money, passwords, or anything like that. Because however you're moving forward, you're also moving into land with a lot of thieves. So make sure that you have your computer passwords and your bank accounts and all that other good information well protected.
Okay.
But September looks like a pretty good month for you. September's a good time for you to grab life by the boo-boo and move forward.
And next we have Oprah Trio. Will my relationship with my partner change for the better?
That's a decision made by two people, but let's see. Because that question in and of itself tells me that you must have done something to make it change for the better. For a while, you guys must have come up with some agreement because it looks like when I look ahead, you're both working together to get on top of your problems. And that's what being in a relationship is all about, that working together, you know, working through life's problems together, that togetherness, and that's there. It feels like the biggest problem you guys have is the finance thing. And, you know, welcome to the world. A lot of people have, you know, don't have the as much finances as they want to. You can't let that destroy your soul.
And from what I can see, that was the last question.
Was it? Okay. So thank you everyone for showing up for the surprise live. Remember to like, that helps me. Subscribe, hit the notification button, tell all your friends. I hope to see all of you at my tarot camp. That should be a lot of fun. And we'll see you Sunday night for Psychic Sundays Live. Have a great week.